Oh no! Did you see that? The light was flickering and now it has gone out completely.
I saw it. It looks like the light bulb in your main ceiling light has finally burned out. It is quite dark in here now, even with the light from the window.
I know. This always happens at the most inconvenient time. I am so bad at these kinds of practical household tasks. I never know what to do.
Do not worry, Mark. Changing a light bulb is one of the easiest home maintenance jobs there is. It is a great first skill to learn. I can guide you through it if you like.
Would you? That would be amazing. I would really appreciate that. I know it seems silly for a grown man to not know how to change a light bulb, but I have honestly never done it before.
It is not silly at all. Many people are nervous about doing it for the first time, especially because it involves electricity. But if you follow a few simple, important safety steps, it is completely safe.
Safety is my main concern. Okay, I am ready to be your student. What is the very first thing we need to do? Okay, so I am ready. I will just go and get a chair from the kitchen so I can reach the ceiling.
Wait, stop right there for a moment. You have missed the most important step of all. Before we do anything else, we must think about safety.
Safety? Right. You mentioned that. What do we need to do?
We are dealing with electricity, so the number one golden rule is to make sure the power to the light fixture is turned off.
I can do that. I will just flick this light switch here on the wall to the off position. Is that enough?
For a simple task like changing a light bulb, turning off the wall switch is usually sufficient. It stops the flow of electricity to that specific light. But for maximum safety, or for any more complicated electrical job, the best practice is to turn the power off at the source.
The source? You mean at the circuit breaker?
Exactly. The circuit breaker, or the fuse box, is the main control panel for all the electricity in your apartment. By turning off the specific circuit for the living room, you can be 100% certain that there is no power going to that light fixture at all.
That is a very good piece of information to have for the future. But for today, you think the wall switch is okay?
Yes, as long as we are sure that this is the correct switch for this light. Just flick it off and we will be perfectly safe.
Okay, the light switch is definitely in the off position. The power is off. I feel much safer now. So, am I ready to get the chair now?
We are ready for the next step, which is gathering our tools. And the most important tool for this job is choosing a safe way to reach the light.
So, a dining chair is not a good idea?
A dining chair can be okay if it is very strong and stable, but you should never, ever use a chair that has wheels, like an office chair, or a chair that can swivel or rock. That is very dangerous.
That makes perfect sense. A wobbly chair is a recipe for a disaster. What is the best thing to use?
The best and safest tool is a proper stepladder. Do you have a small stepladder in your apartment?
I do. I have a small two-step ladder that I keep in the storage cupboard. It is very sturdy and has non-slip feet.
That is perfect. That is exactly what we need. So, we need the stepladder. And what is the other obvious thing we need for this job?
The new light bulb. I'm pretty sure I have some spare bulbs somewhere. I will go and get the ladder and the new bulbs. Okay, I have the step ladder. And I found this box of new light bulbs in my kitchen drawer.
Great. Now, before you climb the ladder, we need to make sure we are using the correct type of replacement bulb. Not all light bulbs are the same.
I had no idea. I thought a light bulb was just a light bulb.
It can be quite confusing. There are many different types, sizes, and technologies. The first thing we need to do is to carefully remove the old, burnt-out bulb so we can look at it.
Okay, I will do that now. He climbs the ladder and carefully removes the old bulb. Here it is.
Perfect. Let me see it. Okay, this is a classic, old-fashioned incandescent bulb. You can see the little wire filament inside. These are not very common anymore because they use a lot of energy.
And what is the new bulb that I have?
Let me see the box. Ah, this is a modern LED bulb. LED stands for light-emitting diode. These are much, much better than the old incandescent bulbs.
Why are they better?
They are incredibly energy efficient. They use about 80% less electricity to produce the same amount of light. This means they will save you a lot of money on your electricity bill. They also last for a very, very long time. An LED bulb can last for 10 years or even longer.
10 years? That is amazing. My old bulbs seem to burn out every few months. So this LED bulb is a much smarter choice. So this is an LED bulb. When I look at the box, I see a lot of confusing numbers and words. For example, it says 9W and 800LM. What do those mean?
That is a very important question. Understanding these numbers will help you to always buy the right light bulb. Let's start with the W. That stands for watts.
Watts. I have heard of that. Is that how bright the bulb is?
That is what most people think, but it is not quite right. Watts actually measure how much energy the bulb uses. With old incandescent bulbs, a higher wattage meant a brighter light. But with modern, energy-efficient LEDs, that is not true anymore.
So, if watts are not for brightness, what is?
The number you need to look for brightness is the one with LM next to it. LM stands for lumens. Lumens are the true measure of a light bulb's brightness. The higher the number of lumens, the brighter the light will be.
Watts for energy, lumens for brightness. That is so useful to know. So this 800 lumen bulb is quite bright.
Yes, it is a good standard brightness for a living room. Now, what about the other number on the box? I see one that says 2700K.
I have no idea what K means.
K stands for Kelvin, and it measures the color temperature of the light. It tells you if the light will be a warm, yellowish color or a cool, bluish color.
So the light itself has a color.
Yes, a low Kelvin number, like this 2700K, produces a warm, soft, yellowish light. It is very cozy and relaxing, perfect for a living room or a bedroom. A higher Kelvin number, like 5000K, produces a very bright, cool, bluish light. It is more like natural daylight, and it is better for a kitchen or a bathroom where you need bright, clear light.
This is a complete education in light bulbs. Thank you. So we have the correct safe equipment, and we have the correct new light bulb. Am I ready to change it now?
You are ready for the main event. Please place the stepladder on a flat, stable surface directly under the light fixture.
Okay, the ladder is in position.
And for extra safety, I am going to stand right here and hold the ladder steady for you while you are on it. This is called spotting. It is always a good idea to have a spotter if you can.
Thank you, Anna. That makes me feel much more secure. Okay, I am climbing up now. First, I need to remove this glass cover or shade. It seems to just twist off.
That is right. Turn it counterclockwise, gently.
It is a little bit stiff.
Try using a dry cloth to get a better grip on the glass. Sometimes dust and moisture can make them a bit stuck.
That is a good idea. Okay, the cloth gives me a better grip. It is turning now. I have the glass cover off. I will pass it down to you.
I have got it. Now you can see the old bulb clearly. You just need to unscrew it. Remember the rule, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So you need to turn it to the left, or counterclockwise.
Lefty-loosey. I am turning it now. It is coming out easily. I have the old bulb in my hand. It is not hot because it has been off for a while.
Perfect. You have successfully removed the old bulb. Now it is time to install the new one.
Okay, I have the new LED bulb right here in my pocket.
When you handle the new bulb, it is a good idea to try and hold it by the metal or plastic base rather than by the glass part.
Why is that?
The oils from your fingers can leave a residue on the glass. On some types of bulbs, this can create hot spots and can actually make the bulb burn out faster. It is just a good habit to have.
Hold it by the base. Okay, I am doing that. Now I just need to screw it into the socket. This time it is righty-tighty, so I need to turn it to the right or clockwise.
That is it. Just screw it in gently.
How do I know when to stop? Should I make it as tight as I possibly can?
No, definitely not. You should only screw it in until it feels snug. Snug means it is secure, but not forced. If you over-tighten it, you could damage the new bulb or the light fixture itself, and it will be very difficult to remove next time.
Just until it is snug. Okay, I think that is perfect. It is not loose, but I have not forced it. The new bulb is now installed.
The new bulb is in place. What is next?
The next step is to carefully put the glass cover back on. You will need to screw it on clockwise this time. Again, just until it is snug. We do not want to tighten it too much and crack the glass.
Okay, the glass cover is back on securely. The job is done.
It is. You can now carefully climb down the stepladder. Make sure to face the ladder as you come down.
I am safely back on the ground. I will just move the ladder out of the way. Now for the moment of truth.
This is the most exciting part. Are you ready to test your work?
I am ready. I am going over to the wall switch now. I am feeling a strange mixture of excitement and nervousness.
I am sure you have done everything perfectly. Go ahead.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Flicks switch. Let there be light. It works! It works!
Of course it works. Congratulations. You have successfully and safely changed your first light bulb. It looks great. The new warm light is very cozy.
I feel a ridiculous sense of accomplishment right now. I know it is a small thing, but I did it myself. I feel so practical.
You should be proud. You have learned a new and very useful life skill.
I have. Now, I have a couple of what-if questions for you, just so I am prepared for the future.
That is a great idea. I am ready for your hypothetical problems.
What if I had done everything correctly, but when I flicked the switch, the new bulb did not turn on? What could be the problem?
That is a very common scenario. The first thing to check is the most obvious one. Is the bulb screwed in properly? Sometimes it is not quite making a connection. You would just need to turn the power off again and give the bulb one more gentle twist to make sure it is snug.
And if that does not work?
The second thing to check is the new bulb itself. It is very rare, but sometimes you can buy a new bulb that is faulty from the factory. You could try another new bulb to see if that one works.
And if that still does not work?
Then the final thing to check would be the circuit breaker or the fuse box. It is possible that the old bulb burning out caused the circuit to trip. You would just need to check the fuse box and flick the switch for the living room back to the on position. If none of those things work, then you might have a more serious problem with the wiring, and you would need to call a professional electrician.
That is a very clear and logical troubleshooting process. Thank you. My other question is, what happens if I accidentally drop a bulb and it breaks?
That is another very important safety question. It depends on the type of bulb that breaks. If you break an old incandescent bulb or a new LED bulb, it is not a major hazard. The glass is the only dangerous part. You should carefully sweep up all the pieces of glass and dispose of them safely.
Okay, and what about the other types of bulbs?
The ones you need to be more careful with are the older, energy-saving bulbs that are shaped like a spiral. They are called CFLs, or compact fluorescent lamps.
Why are they different?
CFL bulbs contain a very, very small amount of mercury inside them in a vapor form. Mercury is a hazardous substance, so if one of those breaks, you need to be a bit more careful.
So what is the procedure for a broken CFL bulb?
You should air out the room for about 15 minutes. You should not use a vacuum cleaner, as it can spread the mercury vapor. You should carefully sweep up the pieces and seal them in a plastic bag or a glass jar.
That is very important safety information. This leads me to my final question. What should I do with this old, burnt-out incandescent bulb? Can I just throw it in the regular trash?
Yes, for an old incandescent bulb like this one, or for an LED bulb, it is safe to dispose of it in your normal household waste. However, for those CFL bulbs, because they contain mercury, you should not put them in the trash.
So where do you put them?
You should take them to a special recycling point or a hazardous waste collection facility. Most supermarkets and electronics stores here in Austria have special collection boxes for them. It is very important to dispose of them correctly to protect the environment.
I will remember that. Well, the job is officially complete. The light is working, and the area is clean and safe. I could not have done it without you. Thank you for being such a wonderful and safe teacher.